Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a great long weekend and are well rested and ready to start NTI Week 3. Just to let you know, materials for this lesson are a pencil and a piece of paper. Hopefully at this point you have gotten a notebook for this class. You will need it. We will be taking notes throughout the year. Remember that you can use your notes on any quiz or test that we have for this class. Almost any quiz or test, not map testing, but almost any quiz or test that we have for this class. Okay, maybe my computer is going to cooperate. All right, so an overview of what this lesson is going to be. We already went over materials. We're going to do an overview of the week, review of race, which we talked about last week a lot. We're going to do some notes, and then review of the journals and intro into reading logs. And I'll get into what that means in a second. I just wanted to give you an idea of where we're going to be headed. I'm sorry I'm a little stuffy today. Allergies are bad. All right, so an overview of the week. You are going to have one live English class. That's either Tuesday or Friday. And then the other live class is going to be counselor-led and about mental health, which you may recall we do this every year in September if you're from JCPS. Your tasks for the week are you're going to have one main assignment about citing evidence. You're going to have one journal, which I'm going to review what that looks like, and then you're going to have one reading log. All right, so if you do not come to the counselor-led session, either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on when you have class with me, the counselors will find you. They will track you down. They will call your home. They will email you. You have to watch the video that they're going to show you and do the Google form that they will assign you. You have to show up. So you might as well come to the live class and get it over with so that they don't have to track you down, okay? You don't want that. So show up, especially on Wednesday or Thursday, but really show up to all your classes, please. Okay, keep going. All right, so now we're going to move on to a quick review of race. You're going to hear this all year from both me and your social studies teachers, and maybe even your science teachers, I'm not really sure, but definitely me and your social studies teachers. So remember that race is to restate, answer, cite, and explain. It's a little trick to help you do well on your DBQs or ERQs, whatever they're called in whatever class you have. All right, so now is the point in which I am going to ask you to take notes. These notes are very important. So my general rule, if you remember from last week, is that if it is underlined, you should write it down, okay? So this is the title, Race Notes Continued, 9-8, okay? So if you need to pause right now, pause the video, go find you a piece of paper. If you didn't get one before, write this down. There is a quiz on this at the end, okay? So our first vocabulary word that I need you to write down is quote. And we are talking about the noun, okay? So it is a direct word-for-word repeat of a text. It uses quotation marks, okay? Remember the word quotation marks. This is always exactly what the author of the text said, quoted directly. Versus the other word that we're going to be looking at is paraphrase, an indirect retelling of ideas of the text. This is still cited, so you're still going to give credit to whoever wrote it, but you're not going to use quotation marks because the majority of the words that you're using are yours. Okay? So notice the differences between quoting and paraphrasing. When you're using race and you're citing, you are either going to quote or you are going to paraphrase. But that is, you are citing someone else. You are giving credit to someone else's ideas and thoughts. Okay? So I'm going to go back here again, move my head around. Quoting is directly from the text. Paraphrasing is putting it into your own words. Okay? If you need to write these notes in a way that's going to help you remember, like maybe paraphrase what paraphrase means, that might be smart at this point, okay? Again, I know I went through this really fast. You can pause this and rewatch it as many times as you want. I'm sorry, I'm very stuffy. All right, so I'm going to go through a couple of things, the weekly journal and the reading logs, and then we're pretty much done, okay? So the weekly journal, most of you have worked on this already. You're going to click, so it's an assignment on Google Classroom. You are going to click the link on the first slide. At the beginning of each week, the prompts will be updated, okay? So right now, you might have opened, and I got a couple people emailed me, you might have opened the prompts for yesterday or today, and you'll see there's still only prompt 1. On the first day of the week, which is, right now I'm recording on Monday, so that'll be tomorrow, you will see a new updated prompt for you to respond to, okay? You will turn it in at the end of each week. You press the turn in button, and then I will send them back to you ungraded, okay? You won't get a grade until they're all completed, and then that's what's going to go into Student Portal that you'll be able to see, okay? If you have any questions about the weekly journal, please ask. You can comment on the assignment on the weekly journal, and that way I can answer any individual questions you may have. All right. The next thing is, and this is what it looks like. So these are hyperlinks that link to each slide. So week 1 was last week, week 2, 3, 4. It's just a quicker way to do it. Make sure you put your name on this. And then this link is the journal prompts. Also included on that slide is a video of me explaining this all again. You need to hear it a second, a third, a fourth time. Go ahead, click that video, watch it again, okay? It won't even take you to YouTube. It's a really simple thing to watch. All right, now reading logs. I don't know why that copied in twice. Okay, now reading logs. Very, very similar to the weekly journal, except these are twice a week. You will respond to questions on the slide about your book. Yes, you need to find a book. I gave really, really, really thorough instructions on how to contact the Louisville Free Public Library to get you a book online, to get an ebook. You can still find those instructions on Google Classroom and on my teacher website, okay? There are also free books on many different sources online. If you're having trouble finding something like that, please contact me. But you should be looking for a book, whether that's free or not. All right, and then you will also turn this in once a week. But there are 2 entries, okay? And the questions are on the slides. They ask you things about the characters, about conflict, all those questions that we would normally be talking about in class. You're going to do this on a reading log. As usual, if you have any questions, contact me, okay? I'm here for you. I think that's, yep. Oh, this is what your reading log looks like, okay? And just to give you a background explanation of why we're doing a reading log, is that especially during NTI, you need to be reading at home, okay? And the best way to keep you from falling behind is to read twice a week, at least 20 minutes 2 times a week. But really, every day is better, okay? The more you read, the more likely you are going to have success in not just English class, but every class that you have, okay? You reading for me for English class is going to help you achieve in social studies, is going to help you achieve in science and in math and all of your electives, okay? So you really, I cannot stress this enough. Read whatever you want. I don't care. But as long as it's your parents approve and it's school appropriate. But you can read pretty much whatever you want. Just you need to be reading, your eyes need to be scanning words, okay? Have any questions, contact me, of course, as usual. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys live this week. Adios.